Germany's public sector is undergoing a significant push toward open-source software, driven by concerns over licensing costs, data sovereignty, and independence from foreign vendors. In 2026, this shift is most visible in the northern state of Schleswig-Holstein, which is migrating tens of thousands of workstations away from Microsoft Windows and Office toward Linux-based systems and tools like LibreOffice. While the transition emphasizes Linux desktops for government use, reports do not indicate a widespread, exclusive preference for Linux Mint over Ubuntu among municipalities. Instead, the focus is on practical, stable Linux distributions that minimize disruption for administrative staff.
The broader context: why Germany is moving away from Microsoft. German authorities cite several practical reasons for reducing reliance on proprietary U.S. software. Licensing fees for Microsoft products have risen sharply, with the federal government alone spending hundreds of millions of euros annually. In Schleswig-Holstein, officials project annual savings of over 15 million euros once the migration to open-source alternatives reaches full scale, following an initial one-time investment of around 9 million euros.
Additional drivers include data sovereignty, keeping sensitive public data under European control rather than subject to foreign cloud policies or potential access requests. Hardware longevity. Many municipal systems are older machines that struggle with Windows 11's stricter requirements. Linux distributions often run more efficiently on legacy hardware. Geopolitical factors. Heightened emphasis on digital independence amid global tensions has made open-source infrastructure a strategic priority rather than just a cost measure. This builds on earlier experiments such as Munich's LiMux project, 2004 to 2017, which successfully migrated around 15,000 desktops to a custom Ubuntu-based Linux distribution before a later political decision reversed it in favor of Windows. Schleswig-Holstein aims to learn from that experience by focusing on careful planning, user training, and compatibility with existing workflows. The state has already replaced Microsoft Exchange Outlook with OpenExchange and Thunderbird for over 40,000 mailboxes, and LibreOffice adoption reached nearly 80% in many areas by late 2025. Similar moves are occurring elsewhere in Europe, including pilots in France and Denmark, suggesting a wider trend toward sovereign IT solutions. Choosing a Linux desktop. Practical considerations for public administration. When public sector organizations select a Linux distribution for desktop use, the priority is often minimizing employee retraining while ensuring long-term stability and low maintenance. Two popular options based on Ubuntu are Ubuntu itself, with its default GNOME desktop, and Linux Mint, particularly the Cinnamon edition. Ubuntu with GNOME offers a modern, gesture-friendly interface optimized for newer workflows. It benefits from strong corporate backing by Canonical, including extended security support options and alignment with server environments. However, its design can feel less familiar to longtime Windows users, potentially requiring more adjustment time in administrative settings where staff handle routine document processing and legacy peripherals. Linux Mint Cinnamon provides a more traditional desktop layout, complete with a bottom taskbar, start menu, and system tray that closely resembles classic Windows environments. This similarity often reduces the learning curve during migrations, helping maintain productivity in offices where employees may not be tech enthusiasts. Mint is built on Ubuntu's stable base, but includes its own refinements, such as a straightforward update manager that lets administrators review and selectively apply updates. In government contexts with aging hardware and specialized peripherals, like document scanners or older printers, distributions that emphasize efficiency and driver compatibility matter. Mint's lighter resource footprint on some systems and avoidance of certain containerized packaging approaches, like Ubuntu's Snap by default, can lead to snappier performance and simpler local repository management. Many IT teams appreciate Mint's focus on just works stability for everyday office tasks. That said, real-world migrations like Schleswig-Holstein's often involve customized or tested builds rather than a single off-the-shelf choice.
Some reports mention consideration of environments like KDE Plasma or hardened variants, and the exact desktop can vary by department or pilot project. Ubuntu remains a strong foundation due to its hardware support and ecosystem, while Mint appeals where familiarity is key. Stability, maintenance, and long-term support. Public infrastructure demands high uptime and predictable support cycles that align with multi-year hardware procurement budgets. Ubuntu-based distributions generally offer solid long-term support, LTS releases, providing security updates for 5 years or more with paid extensions available. Key advantages often highlighted for user-friendly options like Mint include performance on legacy systems. Lower background overhead can extend the usable life of municipal hardware. Update control. Tools that allow selective kernel or driver updates help avoid unexpected disruptions to critical services. Application handling. Preference for formats like Flatpak in some setups can provide faster launches and greater independence from centralized stores, giving local IT departments more control.
Benchmarks frequently show modest gains in boot times and RAM usage for Cinnamon-based setups compared to heavier modern desktops, which matters when deploying across thousands of varied machines.
Potential ripple effects across Europe. If Schleswig-Holstein's project demonstrates clear cost savings, improved security, and minimal productivity loss, it could serve as a blueprint for other German states and EU members. The emphasis on open standards, such as mandatory use of open document format in some federal frameworks, supports interoperability without vendor lock-in. Long-term benefits include redirecting public funds toward local IT expertise and development rather than recurring foreign subscriptions. However, success depends on thorough training, compatibility testing with third-party systems, and sustained political support. Lessons from past projects like LiMux. Challenges remain, including integration with external partners still using Microsoft formats and ensuring all specialized software has suitable open source or web-based alternatives. A pragmatic path forward. Germany's ongoing experiments with Linux desktops reflect a balanced approach, leveraging the reliability of Ubuntu-based systems while prioritizing user-friendly interfaces that limit retraining costs. Whether through Mint's traditional Cinnamon workflow or customized Ubuntu deployments, the goal is the same: stable, sovereign, and cost-effective IT for public service. For municipalities evaluating options in 2026, the decision often comes down to specific needs. Modern features and enterprise alignment may favor Ubuntu, while familiarity and lightweight efficiency point toward Mint Cinnamon. In either case, the broader migration highlights how open-source tools can deliver practical advantages in professional environments without sacrificing reliability. This shift isn't about rejecting innovation, but embracing pragmatic solutions that put control back in the hands of public institutions. As more data emerges from these real-world deployments, other regions will likely study the results closely when planning their own transitions.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for daily videos. Bye.
Slanted, my reflection's still there. The marquees, they all